is what we're going to talk about today. Give you an update. Works in progress. This one is the Woolly Whims. It is, isn't it? Yes, it is. Woolly Whims. And it just started in March. It's a block of the month. And this one's coming from Keepsake. Pretty exciting. I got it when it was super discounted. So I was pretty thrilled. I think it was like $15.95 a month, I think it is. Anyway, so the first month block is, oh, and these are these beautiful fabrics that it's going to be coming in. I'll show you those. Lovely. They're all small volumes. I think the fancy ones are these flowered ones, which are going to be real pretty. And the first block is it's a star block. I can't really show you that picture of it. Let's see here. I finished it on the 16th of March, so it was just a while ago. So it was this block. That's our first one. Now I see that in April, they're going to send me the fabrics to make the first sheep block. Because there's 12 blocks, and I believe the 4 corners are sheep. And so that's going to be fun. And then along with that one block, I was to do some of these sashings. So 3 sashing pieces. So you can see that every month they're going to do a block and a bit of sashing. And by the time we're done, in how many months does it say? "12 months. Good grief, that's a long time. Next March we'll be finishing it. Well, that's on the slow burner, huh? So we will be working on that every month, and I'll give you an update as we go. I think it's still available. I remember at perhaps Keepsake. It's sold out at a couple of the sites, but it is, I think, available. I should look at that before I tell you that, but I'm pretty sure it is. If you look up, search for Woolly, W-O-L-L-Y, no, W-O-L-L-Y, Whims, W-H-I-M-S. So that's the in progress on Woolly Whims, as you can see on my box, Woolly Whims. Next progress is I wanted to update you on my Hunter's Dream. And this is the book from Betsy Pickin. And it is the pattern called School Days, and it has lots of nice big blocks in it. So I can use those fussy cut animals for my grandson. So let me show you what I've got done on it. Sort of put quite a few blocks together, but I wanted to put these 2 rows together to show him when I picked him up from school last week. See? Isn't that pretty? So we have pheasant and deer, more deer, some fishing. I don't know if those are steelhead, but they look pretty, don't they? So he's pretty darn excited about that. And I think what I have is, it's another completely different block or fabric that I'm going to use for a border, but it's all animals, and it's got that orange color in it that's in a number of these other companies' blocks. And so that came, I got a 5-yard cut of those animals from, I think it was Rebs Fab Stash. So it was a real decent price, 5 yards for a super dino whopping price. Don't quite remember what it was. Let me run over and get it for you. Hold on just a second. Yay, so it's going to be a really, really nice border. You can see that. It's got the bears and the antelope and the, well, actually it's got bears and coyotes and fox and wolves and, gee, what is that thing? A compass? Oh no, it's an oil lantern. That's what that funny little green shape is. So bear, moose, elk, fox, wolf, campfires. So it was wonderful. Let's see, it was Adventure is Calling by Riley Blake in the khaki colorway. So I thought that would go just fine and dandy with this grouping of fabrics, don't you think? So that's the update on that one, and that's too big to go in there. I may have enough here, if there's 5 or 6 yards, to do maybe pieced backing and border. We'll see. Now this other thing I've never shown you, and I thought I would take the time. I think I made this a couple of years ago, but it was one of those wonderful kits that I got at I think it was at the Seattle Quilt Con, maybe. It was at a big giant haul. And so I think it was one of these kits that you got, and it made Old Blue. You see the pickup? Let me back up a little more. And I put on there Marlene's old, or Dixie's old blue? No, Marlene's Old Blue. Because that is, I think that's the same car that I learned to drive on. I believe it's a 59 GMC short bed pickup, not a flatbed. So that's the car I drove. I said, Dad, I want to have a job. When I was like 18, I think, right out of high school. And he said, well, we got the farm truck. You can use that. But I don't have a starter on it. I have to wait a couple of months. I'm going to put a starter on it. I said, well, good grief. How am I going to drive it? And he said, I'll show you where to park. So I would park behind the hospital on a hill, and I would roll it backwards in reverse to get it started. And if I remember, I was a little housekeeper at a hospital and I wore my pink uniform and driving this big old farm truck. And I had to wear gloves because, you know, otherwise you get your hands all stained up, and then you'd have to use lemon water to bleach them up before you went to work again. Isn't that crazy how we did stuff as youngsters? So that is my Old Blue, and that's one of my treasures. I do keep that. And I didn't even stuff it. I just put it, a backing on it, a pieced backing, and then I just did lines across it to hold all those pieces down. And I just use it as a wall hanging, usually in the spring. You know, because those little blue trucks are everywhere. I think I have a little blue truck on the dining room table with Easter eggs in it right now. So that's those 3. What do I have here? Oh yes, this is my next one I'm going to be working on today. I'll be making a movie on this one, and it's Paradise. I'm going to see how far I can get in a couple of hours, because later this evening I need to drive up to Portland an hour and a half and deliver the son and his wife-to-be at the airport, and then I'll be coming back home again and going to work tomorrow. So I've only got a couple of hours to invest on this one. So how are you doing on your projects? I haven't done a lot of sewing in the last 4 days. You know, I was eager to get ready for their visit, and then while they're here, good grief, I hardly don't want to spend any time on this. But we have had a wonderful time, did a lot of family events and dinners together with the grandchildren, and they get to see their uncle and auntie, and it's exciting. You know how that goes, very exciting. And we just met for lunch at one of these smorgasbord type places where you pick out all your foods and then take it to the grill, and then they grill it all up for you, and then you get hopefully your own food that you picked out back, and then you eat it, and that's fun. So that's all for today. In this short video, I just haven't had a lot of stuff to tell you about. So I just wanted to show you the update I had on Hunter's Dream, my 1 block on Woolly Whims, my project I did that I love on the blue pickup. And how many of you have done those collage ones? Those were real popular. What was it, 5-10 years ago? I seem to remember it was quite a while ago when they first came out. But anyway, I just sure love that one. And then there's another movie I want to make on, I've had a request from my son's best man to make a photo quilt. And so I made one 15 years ago for my son's graduation from high school. But for goodness sakes, you know, the photos, the 3 of the photos, and I don't remember which photo paper I used, have faded so that you can barely recognize that it's him. Whereas the other 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos are actually quite clear. So I'd have to probably look into what products are available now that are be pretty consistent with being able to transfer a photo onto fabric to be able to put it in the quilt. So if you have any suggestions on that, please give me ideas. If there's some websites or books that are on that are the latest and greatest and the latest, greatest products, let me know. But that's coming up in the future. I hope to make another photo quilt. Okay, that's all today. Have a wonderful week and good to talk with you. Bye.